this cop, you know, like, hey, dig it. I got something I want to lay on you, brother. It's the brand new thing. It's the bomb, you know?
What you got? What is it?
Dig it, man. You just take this and it's a brand new experience. Oh, what you mean? I tried it, man. It's really here. It's here. Everything will be all right tomorrow.
Everything will be all right tomorrow.
9 years old, the L train rattled and hummed. Chicago's cold breath, a harsh reality had come. No school for me, nah, the streets was my guide. Step Pops, my teacher, was always on time. He taught me to hustle by the flicks of the wrist, how to read the street's corners and not to get this. The crackle of money, a dangerous song. The more that followed in, the more that he felt that made him strong. Cocaine whispered, a 20-year debt. I saw the quicksand. I chose to make sure that I would forget. Dodged the bullet, left dice on the floor. Walked away clean, can't look back no more. Texas then called, a whisper in the breeze. Seminary's walls, I hoped the pain it would ease. Thought God would catch me and break my fall, make me whole. But the church man had another game for my soul. Deception and whispers. It was a damn parade. Hypocrisy's anthem as a promise was betrayed. Couldn't be fake, couldn't play that worn part. My spirit revolted and I took down that false art. Then Hollywood beckoned with glitter and gleam. Another cesspool of broken plastic dreams. The clicks and the fakes and the shallow roles left the scene to reclaim what was mine, to pursue my own goals. Across the ocean, where the truth finally bloomed, in Europe's embrace, my true self exhumed. 20 years I sharpened my art. Comedy and truth, I would never depart. They call me the Reverend point blank. Yeah, that's my name. Spitting wisdom knowledge, extinguishing the flame. Preaching reality, stripping away all that ain't real. Cause you reap what you sow, and that's the ultimate deal. Forget religion, the cults that ensnare. Just the pure truth, the foundation on time and time to spare. Fruits, vegetables, minerals, vitamins, and sweet breath. With them all, we're nothing but starving for death. It's a simple solution, a guide to your soul. To live a good life and to truly be whole. A farmer am I plant seeds in your mind. Your words and your deeds, a harvest you will find. Hearts of the soul, where the truth takes stand. Thoughts are the weather, the storm of the land. But you gotta know what you want in your life. Stay away from the junk, the stress and the strife. Cause you can't be you if you don't know who you be. So look into the mirror so you can truly see. Break the chains to step beyond the known. And seek the purpose deep within where God's seeds are sown. Why were we kindled? For what grand design? To unearth the blueprint that is uniquely mine. It isn't merely living, breathing by breath, but a fierce pursuit out trenching fleeting death. It's claiming every moment, raw and true, embracing the why and seeing it through. No wasted second, no faint whisper or doubt, but a vibrant roar as your true self breaks out. To understand what you're making and then to bloom, dispelling shadows, conquering all that brings gloom. It's an active quest, a vibrant, ceaseless climb, to live a reason etched in the space and time. Yo, listen up, ever feel that alarming twitch? That deep down buzz, like there's no more bullshit, and then you wonder why it just don't fit. That's the call, fam, the realest one you'll ever hear, to figure out why you're here, to make your purpose clear. It ain't just about breathing, waking up, or just getting by. It's about locking in, chasing your inner high. Unlocking the cheat code of your own unique design. Leaving no doubt, truth is like it's fine wine. Forget the existing man. That's a dead-end street. This is about living in full and make every moment sweet. No wasted time scrolling on the net, no fake lies, and no unpaid debts. It's an active quest, a grind that never quits. Climbing higher, pushing past all of the mental fits. You gotta know why. Then let your spirit explode, break free from the usual, and hit the road. So look in the mirror, past the hype, blow your nose, find the fire, your gut, and dispelling the fight. That's your purpose calling, loud and super clear. To live out your truth, banish all of your fears. And remember, the solution ain't out there, it's true. It's patiently waiting inside of you. So what steps are you taking? What do you really see? 'Cause the life you're making will last eternally. I'm the Reverend Point Blank. Peace and love.
This is Jus Chillin News reporting on Hickman of the Reverend Point Blank.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're doing something a bit different. We're focusing on just one source, but it's pretty profound. It's a poem called Excerpts from a Life's Folly, a cautionary tale. And this isn't, your standard literary fare. It feels incredibly raw, like someone looking back at their life at 70, almost like a personal confession, really, but framed as a kind of guide. It's got this vivid imagery, this honesty that just grabs you immediately.
It really does. And what's fascinating right off the bat is the paradox it sets up. You've got wisdom given, then wisdom apparently squandered.
Yeah.
And then maybe a whole different kind of wisdom that emerges because of that squandering. So our mission, if you like, for this deep dive is to really dig into that cautionary tale. We want to pull out the specifics. How did the narrator go from feeling like they held all the keys to wearing a jester's hat? And what are the lessons in that journey for you listening right now? They might be quite surprising.
Exactly. We're going to trace this journey. It starts with this bright sense of youthful potential. Then there are these choices, this divergence. The poem calls it drifting on a troubled breeze. Then we land in the present, the narrator's present at 70, looking back with a lot of regret.
A lot of regret.
But then, and this is where it gets really interesting, there's this twist, this idea that maybe wisdom can come from the folly. And we have to talk about that final line too. It's unsettling. Okay, so let's start at the beginning. Age 21. The poem describes the narrator being given a map, clear and bright, with treasures of wisdom, truth, and light.
Yeah.
They felt they held all the keys, brimming with knowledge unspent, on purpose intent. It's that classic youthful feeling, right? Potential feels like everything.
It absolutely is.
Yeah.
And it wasn't just raw talent, was it? The poem makes a point of saying Mama and Papa, they sowed seeds of grace, principles of living, truth's steady pace.
Right.
The narrator even says, the wisdom was gifted, the lessons laid bare. So it wasn't hidden. It was presented quite clearly.
Yeah, handed over.
Which does make you wonder, doesn't it? If you feel like you already have all the keys, maybe you're less motivated to actually turn them in the locks.
That's a really good point.
Is having it all laid out like that, is it always a gift? Or could it maybe be a kind of subtle trap, setting you up for complacency?
Because, despite having the map, the keys, the clear guidance, the crucial choice described is simply to drift on a troubled breeze.
Huh?
It sounds so passive almost, a troubled breeze.
It is passive. And that's the key, isn't it? When you have this map, clear and bright, why choose to just drift? It suggests, maybe not outright rebellion, but a kind of turning away, a quiet refusal of the path laid out. And that moment, that choice to relinquish agency, really sets the course for everything that follows. It's a quiet decision with very loud consequences down the line.
And those consequences lead directly to age 70. The picture painted there is just stark. Heartbreaking, really. Their crown is a jester's hat. That image is so powerful.
It really is.
And they admit their actions show where true wisdom sat, implying it wasn't with them. They talk about fumbling through shadows instead of the light, a life misspent, a tempest of strife, just years slipping by, a squandering life.
And you feel the weight of it. The poem speaks of a burden of what-ifs, a heavy, dull ache, for paths left untrodden, for choices I'd make.
Yeah, that ache.
It's not just about, external failures. It's the internal cost, the deep personal weight of regret, which is such a sharp contrast to that 21-year-old brimming with knowledge and on purpose intent,
Absolutely.
it really underscores how a lack of purpose, or maybe a drift away from it, can just eat away at you over decades.
But okay, amidst all that pain, all that heavy hindsight, the poem takes the surprising turn. It finds kind of paradoxical lesson. This is the real core of the cautionary tale, I think.
Definitely.
The narrator says, "Yet perhaps in this folly, a purpose rings true. For the life that I have fashioned, for all I went through, becomes a stark lesson, a guide, grim and clear, a red example of what not to revere."
It's like the misspent life itself finds a new kind of value.
A generous one, almost.
Exactly. It redefines purpose, doesn't it? It's not the purpose the younger self aimed for, obviously. It's a retrospective purpose. The folly, the squandering life. It actually transforms into this incredibly valuable teaching tool.
Right.
Their difficult path becomes this grim and clear guidepost, showing others precisely what not to revere. It's wisdom through negative example. Let's be honest, sometimes those are the lessons that stick the hardest.
That's true.
It's like the ultimate learn from my mistakes, but elevated to poetry. Painful, but potentially very powerful guidance.
And then, just when you think maybe there's some resolution, the poem hits you with that final line, "Now I have no idea why I'm here."
Oof, yeah.
After all that reflection, finding the lesson in the folly, there's still this profound disorientation. It's quite something.
That line just adds another layer, doesn't it? It's so unexpected. Does it cancel out the wisdom found in the cautionary tale? Or is it perhaps a different kind of insight? A final, profound humility?
Interesting way to put it.
Maybe it suggests that even when you understand your past mistakes, even when you see their value as a lesson for others, the big "why am I here" question might still remain unanswered.
Oh, yeah.
It feels like a deeply human admission. Maybe the ultimate humility that comes from acknowledging a life's folly. Knowing what not to do doesn't automatically tell you what to do, or, the ultimate reason for your existence.
So, okay, let's try and pull this together. What does this all mean for us, for you listening? We've walked through this really intense personal reflection, from that bright spark of youth, through missteps, to this heavy regret at 70, all in a few lines of poetry.
Yeah.
It's one person's story, but it feels universally resonant somehow.
I think if you boil it down, the core insights from diving into life's folly is about the nature of wisdom itself. It's not just about gathering knowledge or even making the right choices, whatever those are. It's also crucially about how failure, or what we might call folly, can actually become this incredibly potent lesson, a vivid example, as the poem says, of what not to revere. And that in itself is a form of guidance, a powerful if painful one.
It is fascinating, isn't it, how a life the narrator themselves calls misspent could end up being generous. By sharing that failure so honestly, they offer us this clear, cautionary tale. It feels almost like a final, selfless act.
And that really prompts a question for you, the listener, doesn't it? If this journey is such a stark lesson, what does that say about how we learn? About the value we place on learning from others' mistakes, their regrets, their what-ifs?
Yeah.
Not just their successes.
That's what we focus so much on success stories.
Exactly.
Right.
But how can someone's folly, their acknowledged failures, actually become a really profound legacy? Maybe even more impactful than a smooth success story.
And then there's that final gut punch of a line. Now I have no idea why I'm here. After everything, that final admission, what does it tell us about that lifelong search for meaning, for purpose, even after decades of living and reflecting? And I suppose the question for all of us is, how are the choices you're making today shaping the wisdom you'll have, or maybe regret not having, when you look back from 70?
Yeah. Something to definitely think about.
All right, my brothers and sisters, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.